What's up, guys? This video is about company loyalty. Um, this is the thing, man. Passing up on opportunities or opportunities. I watched a video. It's a restaurant owner. He owns a restaurant, small little restaurant in Japan, and the interviewee was the interviewer asked him, "Do you think this was destined or what's the exact word he said? Um, do you think it's does he think that's exactly what he said? He said, "Do you believe opportunities only come to certain people?" And the man quickly said, "No, everyone has opportunity. It's up to them if they're going to take it or not." The realest stuff I ever heard, man. So again, the interviewer asked the restaurant owner, "Do you believe certain people get opportunities?" And the man quickly replied and said, "No, everyone gets opportunity in life. It's up to them if they're going to take it or not." So, guys, with that being said, I know it's a lot of people out there that have these jobs, careers, and they possibly passed up on some opportunities, or they won't take a opportunity. Now, normally, opportunity is not always going to be money, but money's in the top two. It's going to come down to money. It's going to come down to the condition, the work condition, right? As we all know, the hardest part about the job is not the actual job itself; it's the people. I'm not going to worry about the the customers. I'm more concerned about the employees. And guess what? The customers, you're not with the customer 8+ hours a day. The employees you are. So, you get some shitty employees that's going to mess up the work environment, and there you go. So, guys, with that being said, with all the stuff that's going on now, even before all this stuff started to happen, you always have to watch out for yourself and your family. Look out for yourself and your family, man. That's the only thing that matters in this world. So, guys, I'm gonna say this right now. If you're an owner of a company, take your feelings, gather them up, and put them in your pockets. Just do that, because your feelings about to get hurt while you watching this video. So, guys, I haven't talked to a lot of people. A lot of people don't take that chance. They don't. A lot of people I came across, especially when I was younger, they was too scared to better their lives. I'm gonna say that, because that's true. You try to motivate them, you try to encourage them. For some reason, they just don't have the cojones to take that leap and better their lives. Whether it's a better paying job or working for yourself or just finding another way to make more money, whatever. It's so many people that are just scared to do that. They'll talk a big talk, but when it's time to take action, they won't do it. Guys, you're going to work for money. You're not going to work because the secretary or the Ozarko water delivery guy comes by every Thursday and tell a couple of jokes. At the end of the day, you're going to work for money. So when you're dealing with a business owner, he knows that, and for some reason, instead of him trying to keep you, not all, but the average job is not going to pay you what you should be getting paid. They're gonna skip out on your raises and all the other stuff. So they know that, and a lot of you guys, you really take that whole we're a family thing to heart. In reality, that's just bullshit. Stop believing that your work environment, your employees, the staff at the job, the owner, the general manager, whatever. Stop believing they really care about you. They don't give two shits about you, fam. They don't. And I'm gonna say this too: if you're so buddy with the owner, why are you still broke? If y'all was that cool, shouldn't that guy just write you a check or give you a better position, at the company, or pull you to the side and say, "Hey, man, I got something else going on the side. Why don't you go ahead and manage that for me, the other business?" Something, right? Something that's gonna move you up that financial ladder. No, it doesn't. So at the end of the day, it's like, what are you kissing ass for at the end of the day? Like, it was just to hold your job or something like that? You're not benefiting from it. If y'all was really cool with the owner or whatever, why are you still struggling financially? You think he would put you in a better position, or he'll start another side business and he'll include you into it. That dude probably got several businesses and you don't know nothing about it, but y'all supposed to be buddy best friends. It's negative, fam. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you come across the opportunity and it makes sense, take the opportunity. And there's so many people that don't do this because, oh, I don't want to take the job because, all my friends at work, they don't even sound right, bro. That's like putting motor oil on top of peanut butter. This doesn't make sense. It's just what it is. It don't go together. It don't make sense. Stop saying your friends at work. If they were really your friends, why would you put at work at the end of the sentence? My friends at work. What? Like, just say your friends. That's like saying my friends at school. What? They're your friends or not, bro? They not. You lying to yourself to the point so much to where you actually believe that's true. It's not true, man. I came across 3 guys before. One guy, he's a welder. Is he a welder? He's he works at a factory. He's a welder. And he was telling me about his job, like, oh yeah, man, because again, that's just me. If something's obviously bothering you, bro, I'm gonna ask you. That's just what it is. So I saw the guy, he looked distressed. I'm like, hey man, everything good? Try to get him to open up to me or whatever. And he did say, oh, work, man, they skipped me on my raise or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds about that happens a lot, believe it or not. And I'm like, man, so what, they owe you 1 or how long you been waiting? Oh, I've been waiting for 3 years. I'm like, all right, bro. I'm like, man, he told me after that, he said, yeah, he has a friend that works at the chemical plant, and they had a position over for a welder. It was the same thing he was doing. And they was gonna pay him like, I think it was like $28 or something like that. It was, it was a lot. And then of course, like I tell you guys all the time, only way you're gonna avoid overtime, unless, especially not today, it's not like it was, some years ago. Now it's different. You had to make, I don't know, $38 an hour, $40 an hour for you not to even worry about overtime, for you to be okay. Because remember, you got, taxes and everything like that as you get paid. So you really have to make $40 an hour for you not to really worry about overtime. So he gonna do overtime anyway, but it was like $28, something like that. And he was like, yeah, man, he asked me about it, and I thought about it, but I ended up not going through with it. I'm like, why? He said, oh, because that kind of job, I'll be outside a lot, and this job, I'm inside the building. I'm like, yeah, but you're inside of a warehouse, a janky ass warehouse, no AC, no fans. It's just a old rusted up ass warehouse. And I'm like, can you still go back and try to get that job? He said, I don't know, man, because they telling me that they're gonna give me a position or whatever. I'm like, all right, that's cool. And I'm like, how much it pays you or whatever. He told me, I can't remember, but it wasn't no wow factor. At the end of the day, all they was gonna do was just move him to a different position. I think it was like in the office or something like that. I can't remember. I talked to so many people, but it wasn't a wild factor. It's, as far as the financial situation. So I asked him. I said, so you think it was worth turning that down? Because that's a lot of money. And then of course you're going, you working at the plants. You're gonna work. You're gonna have your busy day seasons. And you're gonna have your slow seasons. But I'm like, you're gonna be doing 5 12, 6 12, 7 12s at some point in time throughout the year. So you're gonna make a lot of money with that. And he was like, yeah, man. And when I told him that, he started feeling bad. He like, oh, he had that I fucked up look. I'm like, yeah, because you fucked up. And that's the thing too, man. He got too comfortable in his position that he didn't want to move forward in life. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, first of all, they didn't give you a raise for 3 days. 3 years, you've been asked for it. They never gave it to you. Now you're in your 3rd year, you still ain't getting a raise. And then your buddy came through and tried to save you, will try to put you on, and then you turn them down because you'll be working outside. I'm like, that's kind of how it is, bro. Like, I don't know if you know anything about the chemical plants, but it's nothing. It's just outside. That's all it is. You got some porta potties, but other than that, like, everything is outside. You know what I mean? Unless you, I don't know, like a supervisor or something, but you still gotta come outside throughout the day. You really ain't avoiding it. It's what it is. You at a chemical plant. You know what I mean? That's all it is to it, bro. And he was like, oh man, I don't know. In Texas you get high, this and that. I'm like, yeah, bro. I know that. That's common sense. So you turn down a better opportunity because you outside, and they're paying you $28 an hour, and then on top of that, you're gonna get a crap load of overtime. So I don't know. The advice I gave, I say, bro, the best advice I can give you is to go back to your homeboy and see can you get that position again. Other than that, they're not gonna give you a raise. If anytime somebody they work for more, because I think he said a guy quit or something like that, so he had to take over his workload. I said, they're not gonna give you a raise. You're not gonna be the manager. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be in that position as long as you stay there. That's the position you're gonna be in. That's all it is to us. I said the best advice I can give you, man, is to call your homeboy and see can he get you in that position again. See is that position still open for you to get. And if so, go ahead and take it. Because at the end of the day, they not tripping. The people in the office or whatever, your manager, whatever, they don't give a shit, bro. They see that you not, the only time they gonna take action unless they see you about to bust a move. Because normally what they'll do, they'll call your bluff, and then as soon as you put in 2 weeks notice, oh, we'll give you a raise. And then I'm gonna say this, at that point, if they do that, go ahead and leave anyway, bro, because they playing with you. Why would they want to give you a raise as soon as you put in your 2 week notice? And that's some companies. Some companies don't give a shit. They just whatever, he leave. But you got a company be like, oh, we'll give you a raise now. Nah, bro, that was 3 years. You had to give me a raise in 3 years, and now you want to give me one when I put on my 2 weeks notice. At that point, if you're in that position, still leave, bro. Still leave. That's the best advice I can give you. Don't let them people play with you, because a lot of these jobs, they'll call you bluff, and a lot of people are scared to go through with that decision. And that's why they're in the situation they're in right now, because they're so scared to bust a move. Don't be that person, bro. I'm going to tell you this right now. As crazy as it may seem, I ask this question quite often. It was early this year. I just asked this question. I asked a lot of guys, these guys like, in high ups, like, these guys making 6 figures or whatever like that. They not just balling out of control, but they doing okay, financially. They not making those $30,000, $40,000 a year. They do 75 and up. And I always ask me this question. I say, hey man, if you had an opportunity and a company were to give you more money, would you leave? Surprisingly, majority of these guys would say no. And I'm like, what? They said, I know that sounds crazy, but it's not necessarily about money. I want to know what I'm getting myself into. How's the working conditions? How's the work schedule? You know what I mean? Like, how's the actual the supervisor or the owners or whatever? You know what I mean? I want to know what the work-life balance is. They want to know what's the behavior of the actual job title of the people that he's going to be working with compared to the money. He said, I want to see how that is. First, I want to see is the environment, is it a positive environment or if it's a negative environment? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to take on more stress. No one wants to deal with that at the workplace. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn. So I really started thinking about it. He said, after that, if I find out that it's worth me going, then we'll talk about the money. But they always skipped over the money part. And granted, like I said, these guys not working at McDonald's or whatever. These guys, engineers, they lawyers, they up there, they up there in the pay scale. And I'm gonna say this too, not everybody, you can be a psychiatrist. That don't mean you're gonna make $1 million a year. So just put that out there, bro. Don't think because the title sounds good, you're gonna be balling out of control. Because best believe it's a lot of broke lawyers out there. It's a lot of broke lawyers living in some racky ass apartment complexes, bro. Don't get it twisted. So I don't want you guys to go into something because of the title. Do your research, and then at the end of the day, find out if it's worth it for you. Because a lot of the stuff you got going, go to school for, it's gonna cost you a lot of money. You're gonna be in some big ass debt. So you gotta make sure, okay, if I go through this how much I'm gonna get, the minimum. Don't say I think or don't believe what the commercials tell you, nothing like that. No, bro. Do your research. Go ask them. If you want to go in there, be a gynecologist or whatever, go to them clinics, go to them doctors and ask them, like, hey, what's the starting pay? Do your research, bro. That way you know if it's worth it for you. Now, how long is it gonna take you to go to school? Do you gotta do anything else after you get out of school? Blah, blah, blah. And then you'll find out from there. Those are going at the I'll make $1 million a year, and then when you get your first job off, they offer you 50. And your student loans are $200,000. You know what I mean? So just be aware of that. So when I asked that question about would you leave if somebody gave you more money, the answer was never about the money. The money was the second option. The second option. The first question they always asked me was, okay, well, how's the work environment? They always ask me, how's the work environment? And then based off that, then we'll talk about the money part, and I'll leave. So at the end of the day, I had guys that told me like, well, yeah, that I would be interested in that, but I don't want to find out the unknown. I don't want to go into the unknown because where they're working at now is peaceful. Everybody get along, ain't no drama, none of that BS. And they're like, okay, I would like some more money, but they know it's gonna come at a cost. Remember, it ain't all peaches and cream. You know what I mean? The grass ain't always green on the other side. Not saying if you leave that it won't be a peaceful environment or whatever. You get more money, it's a peaceful environment. That's the dream, right? For you to go to another workplace, to have a job and be in a positive environment and then get paid good money. That's the truth. But the one guy told him, he said, yeah, I would like that, but I know if I take the opportunity, it's gonna come at a cost. You're gonna be in a shitty work environment. And I'm like, damn. So he's right. So think about this. So guys, I'm not saying if somebody give you an offer that you automatically take it, right? But Do your research. If it makes sense for you, go ahead and take it. Don't have your loyalty with the company because, again, man, you guys see it all the time on the news, man. People getting fired left and right on the regular. And what they doing now, they're going into contractor work now. So a lot of these companies, they're the ones who already can utilize AI. They're like, okay, well, we can't do that. So what else can we do to save money? They're gonna go into the contractor position. You know what I mean? So instead of you work, like you were in a secretary or whatever, they'll just get on Indeed or somebody like that. Oh, we need a secretary for Monday through Friday, and then they'll switch them up or whatever like that. Like I see that with a lot of like companies like Walmart or whatever. They'll have people in the back in the warehouse, but they'll be contract work. They won't work for Walmart. They'll work through a temp agency. So a lot of companies, which they already doing, right? But a lot more of them gonna start doing that. So they'll go more of a contract instead of them like, okay, you work for us full time. They're like, oh no, we'll just sign you up as a contractor. That way they ain't gotta pay no insurance or nothing like that. So that's the next step. That's already happening now. So that's something that you guys gotta worry about. So I mean, like I was saying anyway about the opportunity. A lot of people would not take the opportunity, and not saying because obviously you got to look for it, right? But sometimes, somebody will hit you up and they'll offer you, a job or whatever. But a lot of people won't take the opportunity because they'll be like, oh, if I leave, I'll let my team down or I'll let the company down. Like, nah, fam, because at the end of the day, they don't give a shit about you. It sound good, it look good. They probably bring you donuts every Friday or whatever like that. But at the end of the day, if they get fired, they gonna call your ass. They gonna go check up on you. They gonna wish you happy birthday or nothing like that. So that's why it's so important to be like, stop worrying about what other people think. Stop worrying about, oh, I want to let them down. Oh, they're going to be disappointed in me or whatever like that. Nah, man. At the end of the day, they not paying your bills, fam. They not paying your bills. I had so many jobs where which I already knew. I already knew what it was, bro. I ain't trying to make friends with nobody. I'm trying to get this money and get the hell home. Get up out of here. I ain't worried about making no friends, no job. But I seen so many people get fired or whatever or quit and everything was good. And then soon they get fired or they quit or whatever, they instantly break contact with each other. Instantly. It's just like, okay, all right, he gone. That's how it is, bro. So they're not going to worry about you when you leave. Well, you might got one person or something like that. But other than that, nah, they really cared about you. They'll reach out to you, you know what I mean, after the fact that you left. However you left, whether you got fired or you quit. It's only a very fraction of people that actually do that. And on top of that, when you leave, you ain't going to want to talk to them anyway. It ain't like you're going to reach back out to them. Only people I see do that be females, bro. Be females. Like, man, if you don't go on with your life, why you over here? You didn't work. That job didn't let your ass go 10 years ago. Why you still reaching out to them people? That's the weakest shit ever, bro. Like, don't ever do that, man. Like I say, if y'all really cool, y'all gonna be hanging out outside of work anyway, man. So why does the communication always stop when you leave that place? It's fake. Let's let you know right there, it's fake. So guys, I'm gonna say this too. Even if you're doing good, never stop looking for other opportunities. I watched this one interview. This lady, she works. I don't know what she did. She works for like sales or something. But I still remember the interview. It was like some years ago. That woman said, even though I was comfortable in my position, I always filled out applications. I always put out my resume just to see where the market was at. I'm like, that's very smart. So every 6 months or whatever, she'll go and check out the market. She'll put her resume out there and see what's out there, because you never know what's out there. Like, people, the money you making right now is always another company that'll pay more. I know now it's all crazy or whatever like that, but no, bro. Like, for her to do that and she ended up finding a better job, it was like $30,000 more than what she was getting paid. But that's the thing about it. You'll never know unless you actually go find out. So, like I say, she wasn't stripped out of her job, nothing like that. She wasn't stressing out. She liked the job. Everything was cool and everything. She was getting paid pretty good. But she said every 6 months she'll go test the market out and she'll put her resume out there. And then she ended up landing the job. They paid her $30,000 more. So that's what it is too. That's what I'm saying. Like, never be comfortable, because you'll miss out on opportunities if you're always comfortable. Same thing with these people that be having these jobs. They've been there for 15 years, working at KLC in the kitchen, and then you be like, hey man, once you go ahead and start your own catering business or whatever, they don't see that.